Genshin Impact's update 1.3 is coming next month, and we got some nice details about what new events and features are on the way. I'll be going through everything that was presented in the live stream earlier today. First up, we're getting one new character in 1.3, and that's going to be Xiao. He is a 5-star animal poem user, and we've encountered him a bunch throughout the main story in Leeway. Xiao has been a pretty long-awaited character as he was playable in the early beta test, so you can find gameplay if you wanted to see more of him. If you aren't familiar with Xiao, he's a very swift auto-attacking poem user, and he is most definitely meant to be pumping out some DPS. Xiao's got a few neat tricks to separate him from Zhongli and Jiangling. His charge attack is actually an upward thrust that can throw enemies into the air. Additionally, Xiao's sort of gimmick is that he has an enhanced plunging attack. He won't take damage while doing plunging attacks, although that's not really a big deal for a regular fight. However, apparently he deals more damage the higher up he starts his plunge, so perhaps while exploring, Xiao can dive bomb some poor Hilichurls into the ground. For his elemental skill, Xiao has a pretty straightforward lunge move. He dashes forward, dealing animal damage, and this ability comes with 2 charges. From gameplay I've seen, he appears to be able to use both dashes back to back fairly quickly, and it's very fast, so Xiao basically has a damage plus mobility dodge on hand. Very flashy move, and apparently Xiao can use his lunges in mid-air. I haven't personally seen this in action, but that's what was stated in the live stream. Alright, so Xiao is all about mobility and has multiple aerial attacks, but how does he get into the air exactly? Well, that's what Xiao's elemental burst is for. When Xiao puts on his Yaksha mask, he gains enhanced AoE on his attacks as well as extra damage. His attacks also become infused with animal damage, so Xiao can generate those swirl reactions. He then gains the ability to jump very high, and this is where Xiao gets to use his mid-air lunges as well as his plunging attack. The plunge attack gains increased AoE and damage, so it's probably going to be a main move for Xiao during his burst. Now, these enhanced abilities do come at a cost in that while in his burst, Xiao will constantly lose HP. You're going to need to be careful when going all out, and Xiao is probably going to need a healer of some kind on your team. From what I've seen, Xiao seems pretty similar to Razor in that he's probably going to be a main carry that wants to be in his elemental burst most of the time. I'm not sure if you can switch to another character and keep Xiao's burst active, but if it's like Razor's burst, then you're going to want some support characters that can help Xiao when they are off the field. For example, Fisher can leave Oz on the field, or Jinzhou can pop his burst before you swap into Xiao's burst. Zhongli with his newly buffed shield may also be a nice option. Some concerns I have about Xiao is that animal DPS doesn't have any standout artifact sets at the moment. Additionally, Xiao's burst is all animal damage, so unlike Razor, who can build straight physical damage and be fine when not in his burst form, Xiao is going to lose out on damage potential if you just have him basic attacking like normal. In terms of flashiness, I mean, it's tough to beat his aerobatics, and similar to Ganyu, he's bringing a different playstyle with his focus on plunging attacks and jumping. Not entirely sure if it's going to be worth using, but it would be a shame if the damage ends up not being worth it. The enhanced jump does look pretty fun though, and it seems high enough to dodge certain attacks from monsters, plus he already has his lunge charges as well. As always, wait to see how the character turns out on release, but at the very least, Xiao does look very fun to use. To start update 1.3 off, Xiao will be the first banner available on February 3rd, so start prepping your Prima Gems now. Fortunately and or unfortunately, we're not getting a second new character this update, at least it wasn't announced at the moment. There was the possibility of Hu Tao, who has been a leaked character, a Pyro Poem user specifically, but it turns out that the second banner for this update cycle is Keqing. She will be the featured character on February 17th, and oddly enough, this is only 2 weeks after Xiao. For the past 2 updates, each cycle has lasted 6 weeks, with the 2 new banners lasting 3 weeks each. Not sure if something is changing this update, and it's unclear if Xiao's banner is here for only 2 weeks instead of 3. It's possible that we could have overlap, and it's possible we have another banner in the last 2 weeks, although absolutely no confirmations on that. If you aren't familiar with Keqing, she's another flashy character and an Electro Sword user. With Keqing getting her own featured banner, it definitely puts up the possibility of other launch 5-stars like Diluc and Jean getting their own banners as well. We all know if Diluc got a featured banner, then it's gonna be raining cash for MiHoYo. In the live stream, it was announced that Zhongli's buffs are coming. There was no gameplay shown and no confirmation on what changes are being brought forward, but we did get a list of buffs a while ago. I have a whole video on that if you want more information, but we have no clue what buffs are actually coming. In addition to Zhongli's changes, we had info on changes for Geo Shields and the Geo Resonance buffs, so I assume those will be included here. Next, we have the main event for update 1.3, which is called the Lantern Rite Festival. We have a plethora of new events and rewards to earn, and there are some real nice benefits if you participate. First off, during this event, you get to pick one Leeway 4-star character for free. Yep, just like their free visual in update 1.1, we're getting another free character, and this time you get to pick. You can grab Zhongli, Xinyan, Beidou, Ningguang, Jinchou, or Chongyun. Now, this is a pleasant surprise, and it's a great reward for just about anyone. Either you get a brand new character, or you get another constellation of your choosing. For me, I don't have Jinchou on my main account, and I really wanted to get him for a long time, so my choice is pretty obvious. I'm sure you're gonna have to do at least some work in the event to get one of these characters, but it's easily worth the effort. Much like past events, the Lantern Rite Festival will progress over time, and you can complete specific events and quests to earn Lantern Rite Festive Fever to unlock more features. There is going to be a shop called the Xiao Market where you can exchange event currency for materials, and to get these materials you're going to need to participate in the new game mode, Theater Mechanicus. I hope you like tower defense games because Theater Mechanicus is Genshin Impact's take on the genre. You need to prevent enemies from progressing through the level, and you can set up towers that attack nearby foes. This mode will let you bring a character onto the field, and it has a 2-player co-op mode, so I'm sure things can get real hectic on that one. You'll be able to purchase different types of elemental towers and upgrade them. If you defeat enemies, you also get access to Mystic Arts, which provide different boosts. This game mode for sure is something completely different, so we'll have to see how it plays out. I'm curious just how deep this mode's going to be. Moving on, we have the 5 Flushes of Fortune event, and this one is based on taking photos with our camera gadget. This event seems similar to the Mysterious Presence event we've had, except instead of exchanging various materials, you're going to need to exchange different types of pictures. Each day, it seems to have a different type of photo you must turn in, and these types are separated into colors. Turn in the right selection of photos for a nice reward box. Now this event's going to have a co-op part to it in that you can exchange unneeded colored photos with your friends. If you don't need red photos, for example, but your friend needs them, you can help them out. Next, we have more enemies to fight, and boy do these guys look rough. Currently we have Geovishap hatchlings scattered throughout the map, but now we're going to get to fight the full adult Geovishap and the mystical primal Geovishap. From the gameplay, these dudes look like some Monster Hunter level bosses, and the primal Vishap either seems to have different elemental types or it can change elements when you fight it. Looks like a fun challenge. Before you take on the big Geovishap boss, you're going to need to find them. In the Vishap and where you can find them event, you need to send units on expeditions. You can send up to 4 units plus 1 friend support, and this increases the chances for some bonus rewards. Once you've completed enough investigations, you're going to get on the hunt challenges where you actually get to fight these bad boys. Seems pretty simple, and I'm looking forward to seeing these fully grown Geovishaps in action. Last major event in update 1.3 is going to be the lane line overflow. Basically, for 3 gold or EXP ley lines, you can earn double rewards each day. This screenshot from the live stream shows the event lasting for over 31 days, so if that's the case, then this will be a super nice time for leveling up characters. No complaints here, I need more purple books. Last, let's talk about new features in update 1.3. First off, they're adding a fun living being section to the archives. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to add some Monster Hunter World elements to this game, like having super rare creatures out in the world. It would be a neat exploration incentive for collectors. Next, we have a feature I'm looking forward to. They are updating profile displays to show off your achievements as well as your Spire Abyss level. As you can see in the bottom right, you can also display up to 8 characters, and you can show off your full build details as well. This is nice if you wanted to see what a friend was running without needing them to take multiple screenshots for you. You can just go over to the profile and take a look in game. Next, we have an interesting new feature that allows us to convert essential materials with a new item called Dust of Azant. I'm not sure how you get Dust of Azant, but it will let you convert one elemental shard into another type. While you will eventually need a bunch of every elemental shard for sending all your characters, if you get extra ones from, say, the event shop, you can progress a bit faster by converting ones you don't currently need. The last major feature is a new gadget called the Parametric Transformer. You can earn this gadget through a quest, and it's going to let you transmute materials into rewards. Now, the Chinese livestream showed off a bit more footage, and from what I saw, it wasn't exactly anything to go crazy over. The description stated you can only use it once per week, and you basically can turn your leftover monster parts or collectibles into a couple EXP and talent books. That's great for people who just love exploring the open world, but it doesn't seem like you can just farm a million materials and expect to strike it rich. Maybe you can get better rewards based on the items you transmute or your world level, but I would keep expectations low. It just looks like a small bonus you can use every week. Not an in-game event or feature, but it was announced that the first character soundtrack album for Genshin Impact is going to get released soon. The Stellar Moments album contains 17 tracks composed for the Genshin Impact characters, and the example they played was Ganya's music from her trailer. I assume this is going to be all the amazing music from the past trailers like Zhongli's, so I'm definitely hyped about this. Here's hoping we get more amazing music, and maybe one day we can play these tracks in-game somehow. That's going to be it for Genshin Impact Update 1.3. We got about a week and a half till its release, so not a long time. Personally, I'm looking forward to fighting those new Geofisher bosses, and I'm hoping whatever buffs to give to Zhongli ends up being enough to make him feel good. I am debating on trying to get Xiao, but I'm going to hold off until I see more of him. Let me know what you're excited most for in Update 1.3, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.